California was an island. Literally for hundreds of years, people made maps showing California as an island. In the 1500s, after Christopher Columbus discovered the New World, particularly like the Spanish were really after El Dorado and the Golden City and chasing the legends and all of that. So the Spanish started traveling and sailing all around North America and South America and like mapping it out. And these maps were getting relayed back to Europe. And what was crazy, it was that the original maps showed California as an island. And then other maps were showing California as part of the mainland. There was kind of like a fight going on, but the whole argument wasn't cleared up for hundreds of years. Okay, that's not that weird. It's a new land. People get confused. People are going off other people's maps and people get mistaken for what's what. But what is crazy is that the maps, the older maps that show California as an island, tend to be more precise and more detailed than the maps that show it as a mainland. So let's start at the beginning. Who was the first person to say that California was an island? Where did the concept even come from? There was a book that came out. It was written around 1496, and the earliest copy that we have of it is around 1510. Okay, I don't know, this is the book here. No, there. Say the name in English. It was The Adventures of Esplandian. And it was about this guy who went to an island. I'm gonna go here. So this fictional novel was all about this island of California, which was off the coast, which was inhabited by only black women, like Amazonian powerful women, and they had gold, a lot of gold on this island. And it was about the queen called Calafia. Anyway, so this is where the legend and the story came from, and the name kind of stuck. So people trying to find this island of California were sailing around, and they did. They found the bottom end of California, which is like a kind of stick. The mainstream story is that people were obviously confusing what was the very bottom tip of California and just assuming that it went all the way around and kind of mixing legend and lore. I'm going to show you some of these maps because what's crazy is these maps are like super detailed. So we've got this one which has all the degrees, loads of like these little islands here, and there's a river which shows a very detailed lake in the middle of mainland North America. There's like so many of these maps. We have over 800 of these maps showing California very detailedly as an island. And what's interesting is you can see here, like I said before, they are very specifically also mapping out the four kind of mini islands that lie between the California island and the mainland, and also this river and a lake which shows up on pretty much all of the older island California maps, but it disappears off the map on a lot of the mainland charters. So they couldn't find it when they were charting the mainland maps.